Jefferson County Court of Law is back in session. Next case is cause number 326-384. In case is South, the state of Texas versus Brian Edwin Chance. Okay. Mr. Chance, would you come forward? This is cause number 326-384. Case is style of state of Texas versus Brian Edwin Chance. Mr. Chance, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Chance?
I'm good.
That's good, Mr. Chance. You're represented here by your attorney Ryan Gertz. Attorney Gertz, how are you doing?
Great, Judge.
Mr. Gertz, what is your announcement in Mr. Chan's case?
Judge, we're asking for some additional time on this. We think it's going to be able to get resolved, that if we could have one additional reset in.
You need one reset? Keep it on the pretrial conference docket?
Please.
Okay, could you give us a date on Brian Chance? On the pretrial conference docket, number 2?
November 28th.
Okay, Mr. Chance, this case will be reset to November 28th of 2022. Your attorney is going to sign for your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Mr.
Thanks, Judge.
Okay. What?
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Next case is cause number, well, you have 5 cases. All cases are style of state of Texas versus Mark Zachary Bender. First case is cause number 323-858-2. Second case is cause number 327-190. Third case is cause number 327-192. Fourth case is cause number 327-194. And the fifth case is cause number 329-836. All 3 cases are style of state of Texas versus Mark Zachary Bender. Mr. Bender, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Bender?
Good. How you doing, Your Honor?
I'm doing fine, Mr. Bender. You're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Ryan Gertz. Attorney Gertz, what's your announcement
Judge,
in Mr. Bender's cases?
we just had an announcement in Judge Stevens' court in CDC. They are resetting all of those cases. One of them is going to be tried. The others are probably going to be disposed of based on how that trial goes. We'd asked to set this on the same date, but I don't know what that date is.
Okay, now, let's see. We're gonna have to check to see when they reset the case. Is that correct, the felony?
I'll just look at it later on today.
Okay.
Just back to that's Mr. Burns.
Now, Mr. Gertz, I noticed here that he has 5 cases. On the 5th case, it does not show that you're the attorney of record in that case. I don't know if a letter rep wasn't sent. It's a reckless driving case.
We'll represent it. Do you want me to send a new letter?
You would have to send in one because one wasn't sent in, I guess, on this case. This case, I guess all those other cases maybe under the, like 3 of them might have been out of the same criminal episode. Yeah, 90, 92, and 94. The 5th case is not, yeah. So you have to send a letter rep on that. Now, Mr. Bender, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. They will be given notice of your reset dates. At this time, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
You as well.
All right. Okay, and Mr. Gertz, is this your last case?
No, Judge, I've got a client who's over in drug court right now. Her name's Alexis Colbert, and she's got something on a DWI on your docket as well. I'm sorry?
He was telling me 3rd page of the now.
And so I was gonna go over there.
Okay, and then come back over here.
I can, if you want me to. We're just gonna ask that her,
Yeah, but we'd have to make sure that she's present. Yeah, she
Okay,
is. Yeah,
I'll
she's
have her
making
come
an
back.
appearance. Okay,
thank you.
okay, you're welcome.
Do you need me to sign on sheets?
Yeah.
Yes.
I do. Is,
You don't call not long.
did you see, Miss Morrison in the court?
Oh, I did.
Oh, okay,
She did.
Yeah.
She may
Okay.
be going now, but,
okay, oh, okay,
yeah, she made her presence known.
okay. Um, is David Lewis, David Christopher Lewis? That's him?
David Christopher Lewis.
Okay, you need a, Mr. Lewis, why don't you come on up? I think that's your case, Mr. Johnson. It's on the announcement document.
It's right in his name. Yes, sir. Oh, these are on my phone.
Just take your time.
Man. Don't get old, that's all I got. I saw Greg Washington today.
Okay,
That's the man responsible for me on lawsuits.
okay. Now, Miss, okay, this is cause, well, we have two cases, cause number 322340 and cause number 323, excuse me, cause number 332334. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus David Christopher Lewis. Mr. Lewis, is that your full name?
Yes.
How you doing, Mr. Lewis? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Lewis, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Stella Morrison. Attorney Morrison, how are you doing?
I'm all right, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Mr. Morrison, Mr. Lewis' case is on the announcement document. What's your announcement?
I will represent him. Your Honor, but I don't know whether we're gonna trial tonight, because I have not gotten a chance to confer with him.
Okay, so you need, more time, keep it on
Trying
announcement.
to confer with him.
Okay, give us a reset date, keep it on announcement docket.
January 9th.
Okay, we reset to January 9th, 2023. Ms.
One
Mo-
what?
January 9th of 2023 for
All of them
announcement.
here.
Yep.
All of them still here.
Who?
I said, all of them still here.
Oh.
You like Holmes.
I guess we all had that same sentiment.
I haven't
we are-
had a talk yet, Your Honor.
Yeah, just, you're gonna sign for his reset?
Yes, sir.
Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go, Mr. Lewis. Next one is gonna be Alan Williams. Where is Alan Williams? Oh, he's next door, okay. Is Cyprian here? Okay. Edgar Cyprian, is that you?
I'm on it.
Man,
Now, Big Steve, Your Honor?
no, you got Mr. Cyprian,
Oh, yes, we do.
Hi there, Mr. Morgan.
and,
How are you?
I'm not going Daisy.
Oh, that's good.
Mr. Cyprian, okay, this is cause number 325-108, cause number 325-110, and cause number 326-280. All three cases are styled the state of Texas versus Edgar Cyprian. Mr. Cyprian, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr.
I'm
Cyprian?
doing fine, Your Honor. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Cyprian, you're here represented by your attorney, Ms. Stella Morrison. And Ms. Morrison, has announced that she's on the trial docket in felony court, is that correct?
Stephen, Judge
Judge Stevens?
Mhm.
Judge, we can dispose of these cases today. I've made attempts to contact the complainants in each of these three
Okay.
cases, and they've been unsuccessful. If we can get a.
Bench trial? Okay, so we just,
I
let's,
move for,
Instructive verdict.
this,
Let
thank
me
you.
tee it up, Mr. Morgan.
Help me out, help me out.
Let me tee it up first. You can get it.
You're gonna be dismissed.
you just, oh, wow. How you doing, Ms. Ada?
I am finding y'all.
You doing fine.
That was 30 ounce juice, but I wanted the 40 were. They wanted.
Jefferson County Court of Law number 2 is back in session. Court is in session and calls number 325-108, case of style of state of Texas versus Edgar Cibrian. Edgar Cibrian is present with his attorney, Attorney Stella Morrison. Ms. Morrison, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
State is present with Attorney Tommy Coleman. And Mr. Coleman, are you ready?
State's ready to proceed.
Okay. Mr. Coleman, would you please read the information in cause number 325-108?
In the name and by authority of the state of Texas, comes now the undersigned Assistant Criminal District Attorney of Jefferson County, Texas, on behalf of the state of Texas, and present in and to the County Court of Law of Jefferson County, Texas, that in Jefferson County, Texas, Edward Cibrian, hereinafter styled the defendant heretofore on or about August 7th, 2019, be abandoned there unlawfully incorporated properties by acquiring and exercising control of corporeal personal property, namely a power tool owned by Rain Perlick, hereafter styled the complainant of the value of at least $100, but less than $750, with the intent to deprive the complainant of the property and without the effective consent of the complainant against the peace and dignity of the state.
And Mr. Cibrian, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Now, Mr. Coleman, you'd like to have an opening statement?
No, just state waive is open.
Okay, and Mr. Coleman, you may call your first witness.
State calls Rain Perlick.
Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on. Rain Perlick. And just for the, there's no response, but just for the record, Ms. Morrison, you waiving your right to jury trial, is that correct?
We go. We do,
And
Your
the
Honor.
state, you also waiving your right to jury trial?
That's correct.
Okay. And Rain Perlick name was just called at the courthouse door. Rain Perlick, did not answer. Mr. Coleman, would you please call your next witness?
State has no further witnesses, Judge. The
We
state will
move
rest.
for, summary judgment, Your Honor.
Okay, it's an instructive verdict.
Instructed verdict, Your Honor.
And Judge, for the record, the state has made, at least, the state's made some attempts to contact the complainant in this case, and they've obviously proven to be unsuccessful.
Okay, that will be noted for the record. And, Mr. Cyprian, you've been acquitted in this case. Your attorney will be getting a copy of the judgment in just a few minutes. Now, and just for the record, Ms. Morrison, are you waiving a jury trial in the preceding cases as well?
In this case as well, Your Honor.
Okay, and state, you also waiving your right to a jury trial also in the next cases?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, next case is cause number 325-110, case of style of state of Texas versus Edgar Cyprian. We also have Mr. Cyprian before the court. And Mr. Ms. Morrison, are you ready in this case?
I'm ready, Your Honor.
And
Ready to go
state-
forward.
Are you ready in cause number 325-110?
Please read the procedure.
Okay, Mr. Coleman, would you please read the information?
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, comes now the undersigned Assistant Criminal District Attorney of Jefferson County, Texas, on behalf of the state of Texas, and presents into the county court, the county court at law of Jefferson County, Texas, that in Jefferson County, Texas, Edward Cyprian, hereafter styled, the defendant heretofore on or about August the 4th of 2019, he then and there unlawfully appropriate property by acquiring and exercising control of corporeal personal property, namely a set of power tools owned by Rain Perlick, hereafter style the complainant of the value of at least $100 but less than $750, with the intent to deceive the complainant of the property and without the effective consent of the complainant against the peace and dignity of the state.
And Mr. Cyprian, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty? Not guilty?
Move for the instructed verdict, Your Honor.
Well, state, you like to have an opening statement?
State waives is open statement.
Okay, Mr. Coleman, would you please call your witness? Your name?
State calls Rain Perlick.
Mr. Bailey, could you please call the name of Rain Perlick at the courthouse door?
Wait for the court sign.
Okay, Mr. Coleman, do you have any other witnesses?
No further witnesses, Judge. The state rest, and for purposes of the record, we made attempts to contact the complainant in this case that have obviously proven to be unsuccessful.
Okay, and Ms. Morrison,
Move for the instructed verdict, Your Honor.
okay, that motion will be granted. And Mr. Cyprian, you have been acquitted of these charges. Your attorney will be given a copy of the judgment that she can give to you in a few minutes. Our next case is cause number 326-280. This case is style of state of Texas versus Edgar Cyprian. And state, would you please read the information in this case?
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, comes now the undersigned Assistant Criminal District Attorney of Jefferson County, Texas, on behalf of the state of Texas, and presents into county court at law of Jefferson County, Texas, that in Jefferson County, Texas, Edward Cyprian, hereafter style the defendant who before on or about March 31st of 2020 did their unlawfully appropriate property by acquiring and exercising control of corporeal personal property, namely groceries and grooming items owned by, I'm gonna have to spell this name because I can't pronounce, owned by MJIESHIA, that's the first name, last name McCarty. Hereafter style the complainant of the value of at least $100 but less than $750, with the intent to deceive, the intent to deprive the complainant of the property and without the effective consent of the complainant against the peace and dignity of the state.
And Mr. Cyprian, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty in this case? Not guilty. Now, and Mr. Coleman, do you waive your opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Coleman, would you please call your next witness, your first witness?
The state calls, and I believe it's pronounced Maisha McCarty, MJIESHIA McCarty.
Who put in Strasburg?
No response.
Okay, Mahesh McCarty's name was just called, there was no.
No, Judge, no further witnesses. The state rests and for the record, states made attempt to contact the complainant, which have obviously proven to be unsuccessful.
And state, do you have, defense, you have a motion?
No, Your Honor, I move for the instructions very.
Okay, that motion, will be granted. Mr. Sabrin, you've been acquitted of these charges. Your attorney will be given a copy of the, judgment. Once you get a copy of the judgment, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day, and Ms.
Thank you.
Morris, and you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
We had two half bonds,
How many?
two downstairs on the,
That's all that you care.
yes.
How much you owe me?
And this is cause number, the code is in session in two cases. First case is cause number 319163. Second case is cause number 329483. 329483. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Rodney Kenyatta McCoy. Mr. McCoy, is that your full name? How you doing, Mr. McCoy? Yes, I'm doing fine. Mr. McCoy, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Peter Doyle. Attorney Doyle, how you doing?
Very good.
And Mr. Doyle, are you waiving
Sure.
your right to jury trial in both of these cases?
Yes, sir, we are.
And state, do you also consent to waive right to jury trial in these cases?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, first case is cause number 319163. Mr. Doyle, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
State, are you ready?
Yes,
State, would you please read the information in cause number 319163?
yes. In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas comes now the undersigned Assistant Criminal District Attorney of Jefferson County, Texas, on behalf of the state of Texas and proceeds in and to the county court at law of Jefferson County, Texas, that in Jefferson County, Texas, Rodney Kenyatta McCoy, hereinafter styled the defendant, heretofore on or about April the 15th of 2018, did then and there unlawfully appropriate property by acquiring and exercising control of corporeal personal property, namely electronics owned by Regina Steiner, hereinafter styled the complainant, of the value of at least $750, but less than $2,500, with the intent to deprive the complainant of the property and without the effective consent of the complainant against the peace and dignity of the state.
Ms. McCoy, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty? Not guilty? State, you'd like to have an opening statement?
So Judge, we waive the open statement.
State, you can call your first witness.
State calls Regina Steiner.
No response.
State has no further witnesses, Judge, we would rest and close.
Mr. Doyle,
Make a motion for objection of the acquittal.
okay. The court will grant an instructed verdict, in this case. Mr. McCoy, you've been acquitted of these charges. Your attorney will be given a copy of a judgment in a few minutes. Once you get a copy of the judgment, you'll be free to go. Next case is cause number 329-483, case is style, State of Texas versus Rodney Kenyatta McCoy. Mr. McCoy, in this case, Mr. McCoy, state, would you please read the information in this case?
Yes, Your Honor. In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, comes now the undersigned Assistant Criminal District Attorney of Jefferson County, Texas, on behalf of the state of Texas, and present in and to County Court the law of Jefferson County, Texas, that in Jefferson County, Texas, Rodney Kenyatta McCoy hereafter style, the defendant heretofore on or about March 23rd, 2021, did then and there intentionally and knowingly enter onto the property of another, namely Point North Apartment Complex, without the effective consent of Victoria Royce Rossian, and the defendant had noticed that the entry was forbidden against the peace and dignity of the state.
Mr. McCoy, to this charge, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty? Mr. Coleman,
It's time.
would you like to have an opening
The
statement?
state waives its open statement, Your Honor.
You call your next witness,
At this time, the state calls Victoria Rossian. Rossian.
Rossian.
Victoria Rothman. Victoria Rothman. No response.
The state has no further witnesses and would rest and close at this time. And for purposes of the record, we made attempts to secure the presence of the complainant in this case, which have obviously proven to be unsuccessful.
Mr. Dahl, you have a motion?
Yes, sir, we would make the motion for judgment of acquittal.
That motion will be granted, court will grant a instructed verdict in this case. And Mr. McCoy, you've been acquitted of these charges. Your attorney will be given a copy of the judgment. Once you get a copy of the judgment, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day. Will please stand on the X in front of our court clerk.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge. Prosecutor.
What's the door?
Oh, she's still here. Christopher Ray Harris.
We're ready to finish problem.
Okay, would you please come forward?
It wasn't. You got it. That's it.
No, if only she can record.
And I said. One by me.
Court is in session and calls number 330002. Case is style of State of Texas versus Christopher Ray Harris. Mr. Harris, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Harris, you're represented by your attorney Langston Adams. Attorney Adams, in calls number 330002. Are you waiving a right to a jury trial in this case?
Yes, sir.
State, you also waiving right to a jury trial?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Coleman, state, are you ready?
State's ready to proceed.
Defense, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Coleman, would you please read the information?
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, comes now the undersigned Assistant Criminal District Attorney of Jefferson County, Texas, on behalf of the state of Texas, and presents in and to the county court at law of Jefferson County, Texas, that in Jefferson County, Texas, Christopher Ray Harris hereafter style the defendant heretofore on or about March 11th of 2021 did then and there intentionally, knowingly, and recklessly caused bodily injury to another, namely Jabria Price, hereafter style the complainant by striking the complainant about the face and body with his hands, and at the time of said assault, complainant was a person with whom the defendant has had a dating relationship against the peace and dignity of the state.
Mr. Harris, how do you plead? Not guilty or guilty? Not guilty? State, Would you like to make an opening statement?
State witness is opening statement, Judge.
Mr. Coleman, you may call your first witness.
State calls Jabria Price.
Real problem. Real problem. No response.
There's no response. Mr. Coleman, you please call your next witness.
No further witnesses and the state rests closes at this time. And if I may, Your Honor, for purposes of the record, I spoke with the complainant back on September the 7th of this year. She indicated that she no longer wished that this case be prosecuted. In fact, she submitted a written affidavit of non-prosecution to that effect on September the 8th of this year as well.
Okay, defense.
At this time, we're gonna move for the directed verdict, constructive verdict.
Okay, the court will grant an instructive verdict in this case. Mr. Harris, you've been acquitted of these charges. Your attorney will be given a copy of the judgment for instructive verdict in this case. Once you get your copy of the judgment, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Okay, please stand in front of our court clerk.
All right, proceed.
What did Mr. Wesco? Jamal Jesse? This is cause number 329-154. Case is style the state of Texas versus Jamal Fitzgerald Jesse. Mr. Jesse, is that your full name? Mr. Jesse, you're represented here by your attorney, John West. Attorney West, do you waive a right to jury trial in this case?
We do, Your Honor.
And state, you also waive your right to jury trial?
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Coleman, would you please read the information?
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, of now the undersigned assistant criminal district attorney of Jefferson County, Texas, on behalf of the state of Texas, and presents in and to the county court at law of Jefferson County, Texas, and in Jefferson County, Texas, Jamal Fitzgerald Jesse, hereafter styled as the defendant, heretofore on or about February the 5th of 2021, did then and there intentionally, knowingly and recklessly cause bodily injury to another, namely Mariah Aaliyah McQueen, hereafter styled the complainant by punching complainant in the face and repeatedly slamming her hand in the door. And at the time of said assault, complainant was a member of the defendant's family against the peace and dignity of the state.
Mr. Jesse, how do you plead? Not guilty or guilty? Okay. State, would you like to have an opening statement?
No, I waive open statement, Judge.
State, you can call your first witness.
State calls Maria Aaliyah McQueen. No, Mariah Aaliyah.
Ryan McQueen. Ryan McQueen. No response.
Mr. Coleman, would you call your next witness?
The state has no further witnesses, Judge. We would rest and close, and for the record, I would just note that we've made attempts to secure the presence of the complainant here today, which have obviously proven to be unsuccessful.
Defense?
Your Honor, the state would, the defense would make a motion for instructed verdict not guilty based on the fact that the state has not established their case beyond a reasonable doubt.
Oh, that motion will be granted. Mr. Jesse, you have been acquitted of these charges. You're gonna stand on the X next to your attorney, get a copy of the judgment from our clerk. Once you get a copy of the judgment, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Okay.
Hello, Judge.
Yeah, Mr. Galmore.
Yes, Judge. I'm stepping in for Mr. Gilthorpe if he still has a case on the docket. I heard that he was stuck in Orange.
He's stuck where? In Orange?
Yeah,
Okay, Mr. Porter, would you please get Mr. Woodrow Barlow? Is he in trial or something in Orange, or do you know?
I do not know. I just was given word that he's stuck in Orange, and so I was going to fill in for him.
Okay. 'Cause
I
he
do
had
know that his announcement was ready though on whatever case he had on the trial docket.
Yeah, he had made an appearance early on Zoom, but I guess he had to go in court, so he had to yeah, he had to get off Zoom, I guess, because he had to go into court. Okay, yeah, Mr. Woodrow is here. Woodrow Barlow Jr., is that correct? Please stand on that X. Mr. Barlow, how are you doing?
I'm good, you.
I'm doing fine, Mr. Barlow. Your attorney, Mr. Jared Gilthorpe, is currently in court in Orange County. However, his associate, a law partner, Mr. Dustin Galmore, is standing in for Mr. Gilthorpe. Okay, he's on Zoom. Okay, Mr. Galmore, how are you doing?
I'm good, Judge. How are you doing?
Okay, now what was Mr. Gilthorpe's announcement in Mr. Barlow's case?
His announcement is ready.
Okay, and state?
State's ready to proceed. with
Okay,
trial.
now, Mr. Gilthorpe, excuse me, Mr. Galmore, the court is going to let you know whether or not we'll be able to proceed this week on this case. So we're going to excuse Mr. Barlow. Mr. Barlow, just stay in contact with your attorney. Okay, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day. All right, you can go. Your attorney will get that for you. Okay. And you're free to go as well, Mr. Galmore.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. And the next case. Let's see, Mr. Boudreaux, is Crystal Moore. This is cause number 328070, case of style of state of Texas versus Christopher Kiara Moore. Crystal. Oh, wow. Crystal Kiara Moore. How you doing, Ms. Moore? That's good. Ms. Moore, you're represented here by your attorney Don Boudreaux. Attorney Boudreaux, do you waive a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
In Ms. Moore's case?
Yes, sir.
And state, are you also waiving her jury trial?
Yes, Your
And Mr. Boudreaux, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
State, are you ready?
State's ready to proceed.
State, you will, would you please read the information?
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, comes now the undersigned assistant criminal district attorney of Jefferson County, Texas, on behalf of the state of Texas, and presenting into the county court at law of Jefferson County, Texas, that in Jefferson County, Texas, Crystal Kiara Moore, hereafter styled the defendant, heretofore on or about October 13th of 2020, did then and there unlawfully appropriate property by acquiring and exercising control of corporeal personal property, namely a sum of United States currency owned by Angela Newcost, hereafter style the complainant, of the value of at least $100 or less than $750 with the intent to deprive the complainant of the property and with the effective consent of the complainant against the peace and dignity of the state.
Ms. Moore, how do you plead? Not guilty or guilty? Okay. And state, you like to have an opening statement?
State witness open, Judge.
State, you can call your first witness.
State calls Angela Newcost.
State, call your next witness.
State has no further witnesses at rest of the judge. And for purposes of the record, I'd like to note that we made attempts to secure the presence of the complainant in this case, but they've obviously proven to be unsuccessful.
And Mr. Boudreaux, you have a motion?
Yes, sir. We would move for the finding by the court of not guilty and that the case be dismissed against Mrs. Moore.
Okay. The court is going to grant an instructed verdict in this case, a judgment of acquittal. Ms. Moore, you have been acquitted of these charges. Your attorney will be getting a copy of that judgment in a few minutes. Once you get a copy of that judgment, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day. And Ms. Moore, you can stand on the X next to your attorney in front of our clerk, get a copy of that judgment. Okay. Do this. This is clause number 329784, case style of the state of Texas versus Catlin Moore. Catlin G. Moore. Mr. Moore was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. for the court's pretrial conference docket. At or about 9 a.m., the court's bailiff called the name of Catlin Moore at the courthouse door. Catlin Moore did not answer. Catlin Moore attorney, Mr. James Paget, did appear in court. However, Catlin Moore did not appear in court. The time now is 11:34 a.m. on today's date, October 24th, 2022. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Catlin Moore at the courthouse door?
No response.
Catlin Moore's name was just called at the courthouse door by the court's bailiff. Catlin Moore did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Moore an opportunity to appear in court. He has not appeared in court. Stake, do you have a motion?
Yes, Your Honor, they move the ball forward.
That motion will be granted. Catlin Moore's bond will be forfeited and a warrant shall be issued for his arrest. And clause number 329784, and this will conclude the calling of the court's pretrial conference docket, the trial docket, and the announcement docket. All dockets scheduled at 9 a.m. on today's day, October 24th of 2022, in County Court at Law Number 2, Judge Terrence Holmes presiding. Everyone, please have a blessed